Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And can you believe it? It's already time to do the July review. This is where does the time go? Okay, we started off July with this one. This was making a pattern from a photo. Somebody over on Reddit was interested in trying to make this. I never got an acknowledgement to find out that they actually saw my pattern. I have no idea if this helped anybody. I didn't also mean for it to turn out so Halloween-ish. The black and orange just really just screams trick or treat. But it also really is cool. It's a fun looking pattern, real easy to make. Definitely recommend going back and giving this one a try. It's pretty cool. So that was our first one. The second one, this is pattern 112550 on friendshipbracelets.net. And like everything here, the whole big, what I wanted to get out of it was the symmetry from the start and the end to match up. And it just turned out that this really ended up making this bracelet turn out really amazing. It could have gone maybe two more rows either way to have included the yellow, but that said, it still turned out really nice, and it's the right kind of length as it is. So I have no regrets of not adding a little bit more to it. So yeah, that one's pretty cool. The next one, this one, again, trying to go for that whole symmetry. It turned out kind of neat because the way the diamonds are throughout it. This was pattern 112118. Again, friendshipbracelets.net. In fact, all of these are just, yeah, they're all friendshipbracelets.net. But yeah, it's a really good looking bracelet. I think it's kind of nice. I might have made a little bit of a difference. Maybe a brighter blue would have stood out a little bit more. But nonetheless, it's a good looking bracelet. I'm really happy with how that one turned out. Next one is this. Now, this one was kind of fun because I wasn't really sure like how I was where out to flip it. And because I wanted to try it in two different directions. So this was, oh, almost forgot to give you the pattern. Pattern 110610. And I had some different thoughts on like where or how maybe to flip it. I could have brought the point of this diamond right to the center instead, but I wanted to try it in two different directions. Was really happy to find out that the original, this part here, was easier than this part, and that was a interesting learning thing for me, like how the same pattern just going a different direction can really change how easy it is to make it. So yeah, just kind of a heads up for you. If you like this part here, maybe just keep doing it. It'll be easier for you. So, or if you don't find this part easy, flip it and maybe the other side's easier for you. Maybe you enjoy it the other way around. It's worth trying, honestly. If you're struggling with some bracelets, that might be just the trick, right? All right, so this one, oh man, this was awesome. This was pattern 113557, and I love how this one turned out. Now, I remember like talking about this when I made this one. This might have turned out really cool instead of doing the orange and pink, if you just chose one color for the whole thing, right? Because I don't know, I just think that would look really, really sharp. In fact, I'm really, even now that I'm looking at it again, I'm really tempted in going back and just trying this with just one color instead of two. So if you do try it, you could share it with me over on Discord. I'd love to see it. I think it would be a really fun pattern. It's really so easy to make. Honestly, this is so beginner friendly. So there you go. I like this one a lot. This is pattern 113245, and yeah, it's really cool, right? There's just, I don't know what to say about this one. I think this is it's really kind of neat. There's so much kind of going on, from like the white doing the little like a starburst thing around the diamond, to the like the way this red kind of comes in there and does its thing. And again, having it balanced really makes the bracelet just really come to life. I like that one a lot. This might, yeah, it might actually be my favorite for the month. So yeah. The next one, oh yeah, this was 111506. This one kind of made me a little bit crazy. There's so many straight things going on. The pattern itself, originally, there's like a dark here and a dark here outside of this blue diamond. The original only had it on one side, and I brought it up with the mods over on friendshipbracelets.net and said that there was some problem with the symmetry, and they went in and fixed it. I didn't even know you could do that. They went in and were like, nope, that isn't right. That's not what the person intended to do when they submitted the pattern, and they fixed it. So now it's exactly the way I made my bracelet. If they had intended it to have the medium blue the way it is in these middle parts, there's like the third shade of blue is inside there. If they wanted that to have been out here, then, well, oops, the pattern's been altered and something kind of new. I didn't push to put the dark one there. I didn't say that's what was needed. I was just saying that there was an inconsistency, and they saw it and they did it the way I did it. So yeah, I mean, how can I complain there? They the way I thought was the right way is the way they thought was the right way. So that was kind of awesome. I'm not a huge fan of this whole keeping one color along the edge of the bracelet, but I can't argue the fact that it does look kind of neat. So there you go. And speaking of something coming along the edge, this one is pattern 111087. It's not just one string coming along the edge. There's a couple of them at times, and so it gets a little bit weird. But that said, it's okay. It turns out all right. It's kind of neat. Kind of like how the little red things ended up being just like three. It's barely at the start and the end for this little piece here. So it kind of gives it an interesting, different sort of look. This was a little troublesome making it. But at the end of the day, it does look pretty though. I kind of like it. I don't know. I would definitely consider maybe changing up what I had in the middle, just out of curiosity. Other than that, I like how it turned out. That one's pretty cool. All right. This one's pretty cool. This one kind of reminds me of like a Celtic knot. It's very 2D because there's only two colors in it, and there's nothing else kind of going on. But the overall shape of this part here reminds me of a Celtic design, and I think that would be kind of fun to explore, making this big enough to you have the unders and overs of a Celtic braid going on. So it'd probably have to be at least 3 times bigger. This is 12 string bracelet. Oh, did I tell you the pattern number? It's pattern 109456. But yeah, in order to do it, it'd have to be at least 3 times the size, so you can have the rows in there. So that'd be a pretty big bracelet. Maybe better as a bag or something. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get around to it. There's like so many. I have so many big projects. I can't even begin. But yeah, really cute bracelet. I don't know if I really love how it starts and ends, but at least it's balanced. I saw a shorter version where it was just that much, but that would be really a short bracelet if we had done that. And there's not enough to have made 4 of the pattern and still have fit to our regular size. So I don't know there was really any solution other than the way it is. So kind of is what it is, right? Yeah. sometimes they work out balanced perfectly, like this one. This one not as much, but I still like it. I really do like it. And the last one is pattern 111668, and this one's got an interesting 3 colors plus a background going on. So you get the dark over here on the the left hand side, light on the right hand side, and this medium down the middle. I really like how this turned out. I think this is a lot of fun. I definitely think this would be fun in like some earth tones, like maybe making the white a beige and then going with some like really earthy tones for it. I think that would be a lot of fun, kind of make it look a little bit more tribal. So that's something we're trying. But there it is. There's the whole month of bracelets that I made. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully there's something in that group that inspires you and you go back and watch the video and maybe make it for yourself. So there you go. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.